Because Easter is upon us, I wonder if you would indulge me and describe the way that you mark Maundy Thursday in your worship service. This was your depiction of it is just such a beautiful metaphor for both spiritual discouragement and a possible way through it. And it is not a tradition that is familiar to me in my
Okay.
own faith. So I'd love to have you just describe that for people, how you mark Maundy Thursday and what that signifies.
Maundy Thursday has always been my favorite service of the year, even before my wife's cancer, but more significantly now. So we do several things. Maundy Thursday, so the Thursday before Easter, is the day in the Anglican Church where we celebrate the Last Supper. And so there are a couple things that we do. We have a service in the evening, and one of the things that we do a foot washing. And so because Jesus washed the disciples' feet, and so we emulate that in our service. And so we have a time where people can come forward and get their feet washed. And then we move to the celebration of the Eucharist, the bread and the wine. And obviously there's some singings and some prayers that go along through that. But one of the significant things that we do is right after we're done with the Eucharist, with the bread and the wine, we have a time, traditionally we read Psalm 22, which is, my God, why have you forsaken me? And while we do that, it's called the stripping of the altar. And so we remove all decorations, essentially all signs of life. So we remove the linens, we remove the brass candles, we remove the plates, we remove the things on the wall. And in the midst, I take off my robes and they kind of go away. And I sit in the pews. Like, where you end in Maundy Thursday is you end in silence in this bare looking church, having just heard. One of the last things that we do is we read the story of Jesus' betrayal. So the last thing that we hear is Jesus say, "Come, let us go, my betrayer is at hand." And you're sitting in a darkened, empty shell of a church. And that's how it ends. And it's, again, it's visceral. It articulates in some sense that if God is absent, then there is no life. And one of the reasons why we sit there uncomfortably is so that we can return on Easter morning when everything is bright and colorful and we can shout our alleluias, because then we can remember that that's not actually the vision for us. That our vision is actually that God is raised, that God is with us. And the starkness of Maundy Thursday, as much as we might dwell in that, is a reminder that God is with us in that too.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it, Kyle.